Hello and welcome to Rooted and Unwithered. I'm Cole Newton, and the following is a meditation from one of the most popular verses in the Bible, Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 21, which reads, "You shall not boil a young goat in its mother's milk." Now, I've long used this verse as an example of just how strange the Bible can get. After all, how is this verse ever supposed to apply to us today? Nevertheless, I do in fact believe that it does apply today. I do not believe that Jesus has done away with the Old Testament law or even certain laws. He's not abolished them. Instead, he has fulfilled them. Therefore, even this rather unusual command still stands today in some way. In Paul's epistles, he patterns for us how to interpret the principles underlying such commands. For example, the law that forbid oxen from being unequally yoked while working, Paul notes that principle of that command still stands for us in regards to our relationships with non-Christians. So, how does this command still apply? I believe that the underlying principle is against using instruments of life as a means of death. Mother's milk is a life-giving thing. Perhaps the only substance more life-giving is blood, which was forbidden for that very reason from being consumed under the law. It is improper and wrong, therefore, to use a means of life as a tool for death, boiling a baby goat in its mother's milk. This very principle is at the heart of the Hippocratic Oath. Medicine is meant for the preservation of life, and it should not be used for harm. So therefore, both abortion and euthanasia deviate from this basic principle of God's law. Using instruments and technology created for sustaining life, they become deliverers of death. And as we attempt to convince ourselves that such actions are good and morally upright, we begin to become intimate with death itself. We begin to see death as a good rather than as an enemy to be defeated. Like boiling a young goat in its mother's milk, killing a baby in its mother's womb is a promotion of death, and it also kills our morality. We were made for life. Broken by sin, we are now forced to face the stark reality of death, but we never rejoice in it. And while we reject using tools of life as a means of bringing death, we should rejoice that God used an instrument of death, the cross, in order to bring us life everlasting. Thank you so much for listening. For more resources for knowing and loving God's Word, please visit bcnewton.co. And until next time, grace and peace.